Friends, welcome back in the series of lectures on pharmaceutical chemistry. In the first lecture, we have seen the general idea regarding the pharmaceutical chemistry. In the second lecture, we have seen the approach of classification. So, the first approach of classification was functional drugs. Today in this lecture we are going to see the second approach of classification, which is again commonly used in practice, that is the classification of drugs which are used against various infectious diseases. So the infectious disease related drugs are considered in this classification. We are going to see the same. Then what are these drugs? These are the drugs used in the treatment of infectious diseases. Then the question is, what are infections? The infections are due to pathogens, that is parasites, microorganisms. Prominently, anti-neoplastic drugs are considered as chemotherapeutic drugs, but these infectious diseases and related drugs are also considered in this category as a general. So there are two types. The first type is called as static drugs, which stop the growth and multiplication of the pathogen which affects the body. First category, static drugs, and the second category is called as cedar drugs, which kill the pathogen. So the drugs are static as well as cedar. They have selective toxicity towards the pathogens, and these are innocuous to the host. That means the drugs do not affect the host, but they selectively destroy, that is either kill or make impotent the pathogen, that is the parasite, and therefore this selectivity is that way very important. So these are selectively toxic towards the host, towards the parasite, and innocuous to the host. There are several categories. We are going to see a few of them. The first category is antiviral drugs. There are infections due to viruses. So antiviral drugs are the medicines that decrease the ability of viruses to reproduce. Okay. So when used as directed, antiviral drugs may help to reduce the duration of symptoms. So there are several viral infection cases. In viral infections, antiviral drugs are used to decrease the ability of virus to reproduce, and they reduce their duration of symptoms. Okay, let us see some common examples. The first example is antibiotics, the second is idoxuridine, and third is amantadine. The general structures are given. It is not essential to remember these structures, but you must know the general idea regarding these drugs which are used against the infections. Okay, antiviral drugs. Then anti-neoplastic drugs. Anti-neoplastic drugs are the medications used to treat cancer. So in other words, these are anti-cancer drugs. Means anti-neoplastic drugs are medications used to treat cancer. Anti-neoplastic drugs are also called as anti-cancer, chemotherapy drugs, chemo, cytotoxic, or hazardous drugs. These are the various names for the same. These drugs come in various forms. They come in many forms. Some are liquids that are injected into the patient's body, and some are pills that are orally given to the patient. So in both forms prominently these are used, and this is regarding the anti-neoplastic drugs. Next category is examples of anti-neoplastic drugs are melphalan and cyclophosphamide. So these are the common examples to be considered only for classification. Next class is antiseptics and disinfectants. So antiseptic and disinfectants both kill the microorganisms, and many people use the terms interchangeably. An antiseptic is applied to the body, while disinfectants are applied to the non-living surfaces, such as countertops and handrails. Means the treatments of non-living surfaces is by disinfectants, and treatment of living surface or living body is by antiseptics. These are the general examples of antiseptics and disinfectants. So phenol, chloroquinol, that is Vioform, and Dettol are the common examples. Then antifungal drugs. Antifungal drugs are medications that are used to treat fungal infections. While most fungal infections affect areas such as the skin and nails, some can lead to more serious and potentially life-threatening conditions like meningitis and pneumonia. So, against fungal infections, the drugs are antifungal drugs. The examples are Nistylene and Tornaftate. So, again, you should not remember the structures, you must remember the examples. Next is anti-malarial drugs. So, malaria is a widespread infections even today. So, anti-malarial medications or simply antimalarials are a type of antiparasitic chemical agent that can be used to treat or prevent malaria. So, natural antimalarials were there. Nowadays, these are replaced by synthetic antimalarials. The common antimalarials are given in this slide. So, chloroquine, quinine was the earliest medicine. Then chloroquine and rest of these are synthetically prepared antimalarials. Then antibacterial and antileprotic drugs. An antibacterial drug represents a chemical substance derived from a biological source or produced by a chemical synthesis that is able to destroy or to inhibit the development or growth of bacteria. So, in similar category, leprosy is a bacterial infection. It is also known as Hansen's disease and is a long-term infection by the bacteria Mycobacterium leprae or Mycobacterium lepromatosis. The infection can lead to damage of the nerves, respiratory tract, skin and eyes. So, the commonly used antibacterial or antileprotic drugs are Prontosil, sulfanilamide and Dapsone. So, these are the sulfa drugs. These are the common examples. Then antihelmintic drugs. Antihelmintics or antihelmintics, both the spellings are there, are a group of antiparasitic drugs that expel parasitic worms, helminths, these are the parasites, and other internal parasites from the body by either stunning or killing them and without causing significant damage to the host. These are of two types. One is called as vermifuges, other is called as vermicidals. Vermifuges, they remove the parasite, and vermicidals kill the parasite in the body of the host. So, both are antihelmintic drugs. The examples are mebendazole, and this is again a combination of aromatic and heterocyclic ring, benzimidazole. So, both are the examples of antihelmintics. Then, the last category is anti-amoebic drugs. So, amoebiosis is a common infection. So, destroying or suppressing the growth of amoeba is carried out by using anti-amoebic drugs. These drugs are useful in the treating of liver abscesses or intestinal wall infections caused by amoeba. So, anti-amoebic agents are again commonly used, and the anti-amoebic examples are nitromidazole and tinidazole. These are the common examples. So, with this we have finished the second commonly considered classification which is related to infectious diseases. So, for your examination purpose or for your preparation of fundamentals, you must know the functional drugs and you must know the drugs used against various infections, and you can convert this information into MCQ type, and you can convert this information for your oral and interviews also. So, with this we will stop with the second lecture on classification. Thank you.